On me, hold on.
Oh my gosh! How do y'all deal with him?
They love,
He need to
love me.
get popped. He
They
need to
love-
get popped. He ain't got popped right.
Nah,
That's
doesn't
what it
happen.
is.
Doesn't happen.
Somebody need to paint his head. I
No.
meant sorry.
Plus 10, episode 9.
I'm gonna have to paint you.
Hey everybody, welcome to Scale Plus Ted. Today I have a esteemed guest, an actress who's been around many years, done a ton of things. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Sharon Conley. Everybody.
Hi.
Hey, good to see you.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Good to be seen.
Right.
Yeah.
Be above ground.
Yes, that's right.
No, so people don't know. You can look up Sharon. She's done a ton of stuff. We'll get into that. But working Atlanta actor for sure. She may not want to admit that as an Atlanta actor, but she's working, right?
That's okay.
That's good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's all. I mean, that's always good.
It's always good to work.
Yeah.
All right, tell me about yourself, Sharon. Where were you born?
I was born in New York,
What part?
but
Like
I've
in the
grown up.
city?
Well, Queens, but I've
Queens?
grown up here
And when'd you move here?
very young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were brought up here
Yes.
because an actress. There's a lot of acting in New York. You could have stayed up there and acted, but
Yes. Yeah. But no.
no. So you moved down here as a kid and lived where in Atlanta?
In Roswell.
Roswell, okay, in the
Mhm.
suburbs. Yeah,
Mhm.
cool. And then when did you get into acting?
Okay, so not professionally, but
yeah.
okay, 9 years old.
9 years old.
I was I won't say how old I am, but it was a scenario in which they were doing the Wizard of Oz, and now I know it would be Wizard of Oz Junior.
Okay.
You know, I didn't know all that
So
until
school play.
yeah, it was a school play. And we had two teachers. They were both funny enough. Their names were Mrs. Davis. Both of them were named
Okay.
Miss Davis, but one of them was white and one of them was black. And they were team teachers. I'm sorry if I'm
You
messing up
don't
the
worry about that.
microphone.
We don't care about that.
And we were doing the Wizard of Oz, and we had auditions. And there was one young lady. Her name was Amy. I can't remember her last name. Shout out to her if she's, you know. And then I did like the Tuesday and Thursday performance,
Performance.
and she did the Monday and Wednesday
Of the same role.
of the same role. We were
So-
both Dorothy.
Dorothy. Huh?
Yeah, I don't play around. I don't mess
Okay.
around.
Yeah.
I don't mess around.
Yeah, the first role you booked was Dorothy.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
you, you know
yeah.
what I mean? And
It
I
wasn't a
just,
fucking treat.
you know what I mean? No, it wasn't a treat.
Nah,
Wasn't a treat. So, and instinctually, I learned everyone's lines, and I to this day know that there were 93 lines in The Wizard of Oz Junior.
That's awesome.
And so I would be like, if the wizard would forget something or whatever, I'd be like, I'm still like that today. So anyway, fast forward, in high school, in the suburbs, I did Fame,
Okay.
and then I transferred to Northside High School, which is now North Atlanta High School.
All right, time out. We gotta go
Performing
back.
arts.
We gotta go back. All right. So you're in Roswell High School. I mean Roswell Elementary, not elementary school, but in Roswell.
It was Woodland Elementary School.
Woodland
in
Elementary.
Roswell.
All right. Did your mom, your dad, anybody in your family encourage you to audition for the play, or they
No.
didn't? You just saw it. The teachers,
The teachers were like, "We want to do a play."
And
This
you
is
were like-
when your stage was in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it like doubled as he's nodding. He
Yeah,
knows.
yeah, of
Right?
course.
He knows exactly what I'm talking
Of course. Yeah.
And funny, I wore like my Easter dress from, a few months prior that my mother had made for me, and it worked perfectly as Dorothy. But anyway, I went to Woodland Elementary School, and then I was at Crestwood High School for a little bit.
Did you do anything in middle school?
No.
So you just did one play in elementary school.
Yes.
And then no other acting, no nothing.
No.
And then high school.
Yes.
Out in Roswell.
Yes.
And you did a play called
Fame. We did Fame.
Of course, yeah. Well, now who did you play in Fame?
I can't remember the name. It wasn't Coco. It wasn't the lead. I wasn't the lead, but I did steal the show.
Right, of course.
Okay, I did
Humble
do that.
too.
I did
Humble.
do that.
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
But no. So they actually brought in a lady who was a director, and she and it was so crazy because it was at the end of the day when I went into audition. She was tired of seeing us, tired of playing with us. So she was like, you know what? Just read all the roles on these 2 pages. Who does that?
Right.
So I'm reading back and forth like I'm a crazy person. She's not even listening to me or whatever. So fast forward, the girl who booked the role that I ended up playing, she couldn't. I mean, poor
Couldn't keep
baby,
up.
God bless her. So I was like, can you just let me? Because again, I knew all the lines. I always learn everybody's lines. Like I don't do the yellow and I don't highlight. I don't write in the margins.
Right, right,
I
right.
don't. I don't do all that.
Right.
So I already knew her lines and everything. And it was a scenario where she was like a dancer and she was, built up, past her age, if you will.
Yeah.
So they brought in a professional choreographer. I got like 16 counts to, go out and do my thing. And, it was a
So
lot
you
of
got to
fun.
dance and sing and the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
nine.
yeah. It was a
And it
really
was a
good
high school play.
experience. Hmm.
And how long did it run? Maybe 2 weeks or
It
2
it just
weekends?
ran a week. It
A
ran
week.
a full week.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you felt that roar of the crowd and you liked it and like
I did. I liked it. I felt at home.
Yeah.
I felt at
on
home.
stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I used to go home from school every day and sing to Endless Love. No.
Endless
And
love.
so my siblings would be banging on my parents' bedroom door because they had that little cassette player with
Yeah.
the little microphone. Oh, I thought I was killing it. I would let my hair down and feather it like I was Jane Kennedy. Oh my gosh, you just don't
I
know.
remember one time I was at my grandma's house in a little small town, Alabama, and my grandma
What
already
part
thought
of
I was
Alabama?
weird. Selma, Alabama. You may have
I
heard.
know where exactly that is. My parents are both from
Oh,
Alabama
really? What part?
originally. Birmingham
That's New York City of
and
Alabama.
Dolomite.
Never heard of Dolomite.
Right.
Yeah, but I
Mhm.
should know. I know
30,
where
it's
it
30
is.
minutes outside of Birmingham.
Oh, it's still nice.
Yeah, no.
Birmingham's New York City. That's
No.
Manhattan.
You know how old no.
I know. A Dolomite does not sound nice. No offense to the one person that's going to watch this from a Dolomite. But anyway, all right. So I laid on my grandmother's floor, I remember, and something was wrong with my throat. I was hurting or whatever. And now looking back, I'm like, this is the most embarrassing shit ever. But I didn't have a good relationship with my grandma. It didn't matter. But I sang LL Cool J, I Need Love, at the top of my lungs with headphones on. And I remember singing that like 5, 6 times. You bringing that thought up was like same kind of song. Like,
yes.
when I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall and in the back of my mind,
on,
I hear my conscience go, telling me I need a girl who's as sweet as the dove for the first time in my life. I need love.
Come on, Ted. So I used to sing that song all the time. So fast forward, I get an audition. This is when we were still going to auditions.
Wait, you're jumping way ahead.
Well, I gotta piece this part together though before I forget.
All right.
I'm getting older.
Okay.
So I go to this audition and it's for the remake of Endless Love.
Oh.
The director's in the room.
And they're like, you ever heard this song?
I don't have my headshot, and they're gracious enough to print out my resume. I run in the room and I have to tell her this story about how I used to sing this song and dream of every day and everything. And it just moved her so much. So then that's how I ended up booking Endless Love.
You did.
Did it.
Awesome. All right. Well, I want to get to that because that's an important part of our journey and of Atlanta actors. And we're going to get to that, but I got to jump back. All right. Sure. So you were in high school. Mm-hmm. You did one play, which is Fame. And then you transferred high schools.
To a performing arts high school
called Northside High School, which is over here on Northside Drive.
That's right. Come on.
And you had were you in the district?
No.
So you had an audition for it?
Yes.
And you got in?
Yes.
Right. And
advanced acting class. Advanced acting class.
You thought it was going to be Fame, but it was not.
Now that's for damn sure. Were you there?
I was. Jeez. I was there, but not with you.
Yeah.
So I'm I don't know how old you are, but I did look it up. But anyway, so
So you do know how old I am. You're just not gonna tell anybody. Right, okay, right. I appreciate it.
I had to audition because I was not in the district.
Now was Henderson, Beverly Henderson Portier, was she the acting teacher at the time?
Yes. And
I transferred to dance after one.
She was terrible.
Come on! Oh my god!
It's my podcast. I say what the fuck I want to say.
I didn't say her name.
You did say her name. You did say her name.
Oh, I did.
I didn't know her name.
Damn.
But the only thing, this is fucked up, y'all. The only thing she had
Y'all take it out. Take it out.
No, the only thing, I don't care.
I'm kidding.
The only thing she had
is that name. That name, the hyphen name.
Illegitimate child of Sidney Portier.
Don't
she
say
even
she was
that.
illegitimate.
She said it.
Oh,
he didn't claim her.
That was she. Oh,
you know it's true.
She wasn't.
How does that make you an acting teacher?
Oh, she wasn't.
Because your dad, who wasn't even really, he's your dad, but he
wasn't. She wasn't.
Terrible,
she was horrible.
Terrible. And we had some redneck kids in there that were local kids. They lived over on the west side before it was really nice. And they were in the class. I was like, I fucking auditioned for this shit. I want to be an actor.
Right.
And they sucked.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The whole,
yes.
And I remember one thing, I got one commercial out of it because they came to our school and handed out flyers for the acting kids. So I did book a commercial without an agent.
Oh, wow.
In 9th grade. But yeah, so anyway, back to your experience. You went to Northside High School because you thought it, like I thought, would be fame. Now the dance department was good.
I transferred to the dance department after one semester in her class. Why? And I was in her advanced class.
Yeah.
Why? Because it was garbage.
Yeah.
And I already knew all of the processes that she was teaching. And because of that, I got A's on all of the tests and everything.
Same.
But because I refused to play something in Streetcar Named Desire or whatever, she was like, well, you're going to get a B in the class. I was like, I don't do B's. I don't know about that, boo-boo. And so I ran into Gary Harrison in the hallway, the dance teacher.
Oh, he's a teacher, okay.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, that's going to make me cry, so I'm not going to talk about Gary too much. But he was like fame.
Yeah. Well, the dance department was good.
The
acting department sucked. Oh, that's all right. You like him. So who was the big guy, the white guy with the jacket? Lattimore or something, Mr. He was in charge of
Mr. Dinsmore.
Dinsmore. He was in charge of the whole department. Everything fame wise. So they had acting, they had a dance, and they had behind the scenes the guys who wanted to be stage directors or lighting or crew.
I had
Dinsmore.
Yeah, Mr. Dinsmore. Cool. So when I got into I went there for acting. I did not live in the district, but my mother had
sorry, you ain't gonna hide.
My mother had a hair salon that was within Atlanta city limits. So I just used that address.
Now, what grade was that?
My junior year.
Junior, you went
to
Northside.
I graduated from Northside because I went there my junior and senior year.
Okay. What year did you graduate?
I graduated in 89.
89, okay. I was 91.
89.
So then I knew a couple of dancers. You know a girl named Coley Edwards?
No, I know Travis. Payne.
Edwards?
Travis Payne, baby.
Sounds familiar.
He was the choreographer for This Is It, for Michael Jackson's last video, and he was going to be for his tour.
Right.
There was another girl I knew phenomenal
who went and professionally danced. I can't remember her name, but she was on James Brown. She toured James Brown.
Oh, wow.
For about 5 years out of Northside.
Oh, wow.
And she was one of his head dancers on stage and all that.
That's
really good girl.
Gary Harrison was on Star Search. Y'all remember Star Search at the time? And he was like the runner-up to win it and whatever. You know, he had all his dancers there. I still have his headshot.
You remember a guy, buddy of mine, I'd have him on the show, but he lives in L.A. Leonard Jackson, you remember him? He didn't go to Northside. He went to Riverwood. But
I knew
he was
my best friend at the time, Patrick.
Patrick.
He was Patrick Riley. He went to Riverwood. He went there to play football.
Well, we have that together then. We have that. We went to Northside and both of us.
I can't believe you
graduated
to Northside. That's pretty good. Oh.
I dropped out. No, I didn't drop out. I transferred and went to North Fulton.
Really?
Yeah. Ooh. So my graduate. All right.
I'm sorry. Look, all y'all North Fulton graduates.
Terrible acting.
I'm sorry.
Terrible acting. There's only 300 of us. What are you talking about? So anyway, Northside was the big high school. North Fulton was a smaller high school, and we split Atlanta Buckhead.
Yes.
So Peachtree Road was the demarcation.
That's right.
I was on the North Atlanta side, which was North Fulton. And then, but I went to Northside because of performing arts, but it was terrible.
Yes.
So anyway,
you should have switched departments.
Back to it, dance,
I mean, you would have loved it. I'm telling you, Gary was like fame.
No, I know.
I mean, he was not.
I was so excited, dude, when I auditioned because I went to Sutton and I was part of their.
Oh, I remember Sutton.
Their drama department, and I was big on all the plays there. And then I auditioned to go to Northside. I was so excited because Fame, the movie, was out 5 years before that, so you knew it. I was like, man, we're gonna be fucking dancing in the lunchroom, fucking tables gonna be clear.
Yeah, no, we weren't doing
people
all
gonna
that.
Be jumping, doing splits.
And it was hot. We didn't have like central air conditioning.
We did not have air conditioning.
Please believe me.
No. We didn't have air conditioning, and we had radiator heaters.
Yes.
So on a summer day or a spring day, it's 40 in the morning, so they crank the heaters
That's
up.
right.
And after lunch, it's 80.
That's right.
And the heaters don't stop because they radiate heat.
And in the dance room, the windows was just sweat, just dripping sweat. It was horrible. I'm surprised we didn't catch pneumonia.
No, it's terrible. We grew up that way. So anyway, all right. So back to you. So we got you graduated from Northside. Did you do anything at Northside? besides in another play?
No, I just danced.
Did dance.
And so you had to do a senior, a senior
like a
performance,
thesis, yeah.
or what have you. So I did that. Yeah.
All right.
And then I went to the University of Georgia.
Okay. Now, what were you studying?
I had to study business.
Business.
Because
so you weren't thinking acting at all.
I was thinking acting because, like you said, Southern Methodist University, they used to come to Northside to try to get actors recruit them, right? So as a junior, they came and I was in the. I mean, I was going to tear the house down, and it was these two like white guys in suits, and they came and they were telling us, about their programs and this, that, and the third, and so I was first up. So I started to do my monologue, which was something very dramatic at the time, I'm sure. And I'm like, "Ooh," and he's like, "Thank you."
Really? That was it.
That was it. So the other guy who was there was like, "Whoa, wait a minute, why would you do that? You know what I mean? Why would you stop her?" But that just sort of took the wind out of my sails. So I didn't revisit it as a senior, later on, which I should have.
Yeah.
I probably could have gotten a scholarship of some kind or anything. Yeah. But anyway, I went to the University of Georgia because my parents were like, "We're not going to pay for you to go to school to study drama, theater, acting. Everybody wants to be an actor. Yeah. How hard can it be?" Yeah. And so I had to go for business, but then once I found out how much math I was going to have to take, your girl changed to communications.
Communications. Yeah, that's what I should have done, man. I went to Georgia as well. But
what? Yeah. So you just like, are you like my doppelganger?
Yeah, I tried to follow you. I was copying you.
Yeah, he's my twin.
So at Georgia, did you ever take an acting class?
I did not take an acting class, but I was in the Black Theatrical Ensemble.
Okay.
So we used to do plays that we would put on. We would direct and do the stage and everything in Memorial Hall.
In the real theater?
Memorial Hall was, you probably not. That's where they had like all the Black Greek parties,
so
the Black plays.
Main campus? Mm-hmm. Like at the...
It's like it's across from the quad. So it's across from where
the arches and all that.
Yeah. No, not the arches that are downtown.
Oh.
Where you would go in there and they had like food and
student center.
Yeah. Student center. Take student center. Thank you. Yeah. So it's across the street from there.
Okay.
Didn't have an elevator.
Okay.
We used to pack the place out. I lie to you not, Ted. People would, like, especially locals, would come. I have seen where a man was in a wheelchair. His family members drug him in his wheelchair. And Memorial Hall has winding stairs.
Oh, wow.
And we would put on plays up in the top. So we did the Color Museum. We did For Color Girls When Rainbow's Not Enough. We did Checkmates.
This was just a student organization, just like a club somebody started?
Kind of, yeah. But I mean, we were like the real deal.
But y'all did it. Yeah, y'all put on a real deal play and by yourself.
Yeah.
No teachers or anything
no,
like that?
No.
There was lower class.
Yes. And then by the time I was a senior, then I was like the president or vice president of it. And there was a local journalist. Her name was Kim Henderson. And she wanted to direct some shows. And that was the first time we had like real wardrobe. She took us to a seamstress. And we had these beautiful dresses that we wore.
Y'all charge tickets and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
That's awesome. They would always ask us, to extend it. But we never could. I mean, we're students. We'd already, it was a lot.
You already committed a shit ton of time. That's the problem with theater.
It was a lot.
Is that everybody, they want a lot of
your
blood,
time,
sweat, and tears.
Yes, they do.
For a little bit of payment.
That's right.
The only payment is the crowd rushing you and the roar of the grease pan, as they say. But all right, so you got a degree in business, or you didn't, but you got out of college.
In communications.
Okay, good. I barely got out.
In communications.
Communication you changed, that's right. So in communications, were you thinking like news anchor? Were you thinking want to be on camera? Were you thinking that line of work or no?
You know what's interesting is that I didn't really see that as a means to an end. I just knew that I wanted to have a degree.
A degree, yeah.
I just knew that.
Yeah.
So I didn't even think about it like that, and no one's ever asked me that. So that's
Yeah.
interesting. That's something I have to think about.
Yeah, because I think back, like I just always wanted to be in front of a camera, right?
Mhm.
And I always want to entertain people, make people laugh, and that's just
And
like
cry
it's a curse.
sometimes,
It's
and
a
cry
curse. That's right.
sometimes.
That's right. I make myself cry, and but I make my wife cry, my kids.
Oh no!
Why can't I have a toy, Dad? No, they're
How
not.
old are your
They're 20
children?
and 16. They don't talk that way
Okay.
anymore. But anyway, I mean they might, but anyway, but yeah, I thought, man, that would be if I had to do over again. I have a political science degree because I wanted to be a lawyer because I wanted to be in front of a jury
I can see that. I
and
can see that.
argue, and that's acting, because I didn't think
I can
acting
see that.
had was
A viable
and
option.
yeah, and I was right. And so
not
anyway,
true. Stop
you
saying
stop
that.
it, you stop.
Stop saying
But anyway,
that.
I thought it'd be cool back in the day. Now I think about it, journalism, communications.
Yeah.
You could be a damn news anchor. You can make a good living. Being Geraldo, opening vaults and shit would be cool. That's how Geraldo made it. You know what I mean?
Can y'all come get him?
All right, who you talking to?
Them.
Breaking the third wall. This ain't.
Look, we gonna turn
This
the
ain't a
camera
Tyler
around.
Perry show. This ain't fucking Medea. Don't be fucking talking to the audience. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? What the fuck is wrong? Don't be
It's
doing
been
it.
a while since I've been on set,
Don't.
Ted. Don't do me like that.
Now we're getting into it. All right, so you got out of school. You had a degree. You wanted a degree. I'm the first person in my immediate family degree, so it was important to me too. But political science, who cares? Back to it. What did you're 21 years old, and what talk to me? What did you do?
Ended up working for Coca-Cola.
And a corporate job.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you just went there
into management and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long did you work for Coke?
8 years total, but 2 of those, or 18, 2 of those were through a
like an internship?
temporary service.
Oh,
yeah, internship.
I got you.
So 6 years as a
all right
employee.
So in those early 20s, your age, did you ever think about acting? I know everyone thinks about it. It's in the back of their head.
I did think about it, and I actually did. I think I went to a couple of auditions for some like local theater or something.
So it's kind of in the back of your mind, just always
of
nagging
course,
at you a little bit.
course.
Yeah.
And then so I had children, and then I stayed at home with them. So I've had about this many careers. Basically.
I got you. But that passion or that little bug
never left me. In actuality, I was in a Walmart restroom with my daughter, my oldest child, and she said, "Mommy, what did you want to be when you grew up?" Because of course, taking care of your tail is not an actual job. Right. Who knew? So I said, "Well, I always wanted to be an actor." And she said, "Well, you always tell us we can be whatever we want to be. Why aren't you being what you wanted to be?"
Boom. Fucking Walmart, dog.
Walmart.
Every damn time.
So I didn't do anything about it then. So like a year later, I promise you.
But that ate you alive.
I promise you the exact same thing happened. A year later. Almost to the date.
In a Walmart bathroom?
Almost to the date.
For real?
I promise you.
Who said it?
The same child. Same child. So I end up, I'm like, okay, Lord, I hear you now. Like, let me stop playing.
Right.
Before I go out here and get hit by a bus.
Stop taking this girl to the bathroom.
Right.
She's going to make me
among
fucking broke.
Other things.
She's going to make me a broke-ass actor. This is fucked up.
You gotta stop. You have to stop promoting broke actors though, because
I'm not
we put 2 children through private school and private college with acting.
Oh, good.
So
let me get your agent's name.
We have the same agent.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So Auntie Hugh.
Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to Scale Plus Ted, and I want to shout out to Scofflaw Brewery. They're our sponsor for this episode, and it's a wonderful beer. Try them out. Shout out.
So anyway, he did a whole bunch of research on me, didn't he? Yeah. He did a whole bunch of research.
Back to it.
Okay.
So you're hanging out in Walmart bathrooms. Your daughter's giving you
don't make it with my child. Let's not make it sound like I'm just in the bathroom like peekabooing.
No,
little kids.
That's weird. Come on.
That's crazy.
You were peekabooing adults. All right, so back to it.
So anyway, so then I end up I get into an acting class
in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
just found one and went paid for it, just trying to get anything to work.
Yes, and my first thing with the acting class was complete trash. And the acting teacher was like the most lascivious, disgusting person you'll ever want to meet.
Like cheesy?
I won't say their name.
Yeah, cheesy.
Like do stuff like if you're a female and you're up on stage putting up a scene, he's
shit.
like, "Oh, it must be cold in here because I can see her nipples." I'm like, "Are you 12?
Yeah,
like,
and
are you
never,
12?
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Do you?
Yeah, see,
I could see how.
see, it's not even cold in here.
I'm glad the fan is
It's
off,
my
y'all.
It's my implants.
I'm glad.
I can't feel anything.
Ooh,
Anyway,
I don't even have one to watch. I'm trying to
you're
see
good.
what time
You're
it
good.
is.
Don't worry about
I'm
it.
just
We
kidding.
got plenty of time.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All right. So shitty class, which happens a lot because people they prey on you.
Yeah.
And you're new and you paid money to be in the class. And
well, it was a very popular class.
I know who you're talking about.
Very popular class. Yeah. So then he, I'm like, well, I need to lead this class. Oh, you've taken someone else's seat, so you have to pay for like 2 months and blah blah. I was like, or I could switch to the improv class, who teaches the same night downstairs. He was an awesome, awesome, awesome teacher. Changed my whole life in regards to acting.
You can say his name.
I know his first name's Brian. I can't remember his last name.
Okay.
He was extraordinary.
Yeah. Is he still around?
I don't know.
Not an actor. You don't see him or anything.
No, but he was always into like literally improvisation. So he might be at what's the place here? Is it Whole World or Dad's Garage or something like that? Yeah. I'm not sure if he's still teaching, but if he is, I mean, go find him.
Yeah.
He changed me because I used to be very matter of fact on character choices.
Yeah.
And I was right. You don't know what you're talking about.
Correct.
But improv gave me permission to like turn on a dime. And I feel like that's one of the reasons, not to, be funny, but why I've been more successful than some is because I'm able to turn on a dime in the room.
Yeah. Improv.
I'm able to take a direction and give it right back. In like almost in real time.
Yeah. That's great.
The same time. It is in real time, but almost the same time.
So you're taking this acting class and you switched to an improv class. Did you have an agent at the time? Did you?
I didn't. Okay. So what I used to, so then I switched to, so then I did a play.
You still working for Coke?
No, I was not working for Coke. I had been a stay-at-home mother.
Oh, your mom.
I had been a stay-at-home
great job.
mother. It was great. I was good at it too.
Yeah, you're working.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Very
humble.
I tried.
Yeah, I can tell.
And so then I did a play and it was amazing. And so it was actually written and directed by my husband. And
was he your husband at the time?
No.
Oh. I hear you play.
We don't even have to talk about all that. We don't have to
cast your wife.
He actually didn't cast me.
Oh. But he knew the guy who did.
He did actually. He did. And so
we just wrote a makeout scene in all right, go ahead.
He didn't act opposite me. Somebody else was my husband in that play.
So you did a play. Mm-hmm. You didn't get paid for it, obviously.
No.
But you got paid after.
Yeah. So
but that was your first
handsomely. No, just kidding.
Nah, yeah. Well, if you say
all
so.
Kinds of interest on that investment, Jack.
Yeah. Small bills. Small bills. Non-traceable small bills.
Is this a family podcast?
No.
Why is it so hot?
Don't you worry about it. So that was kind of your first though acting gig in Atlanta, because you in college you did the black ensemble thing.
Yes.
You're taking a class, so you're trying to like step forward.
Because in the class they were like, you
gotta
should
do something.
Yeah, well, look up free plays and this, that, and the third to get your name out there.
Yeah,
I ain't do that.
Right. But that's what they tell you.
Yeah, that's what they tell you.
You need to establish a resume.
That's right.
You gotta get a headshot. All
that's
that
right.
Shit.
That's right.
You want to do the next step.
So I was in a different acting class at this point. So I would just sort of ear hustle. So you know how you have to slate in acting class.
Yeah.
And so I kept hearing the same agencies over and over again.
Yeah.
So I submitted to like the big two and then plus a new one at the time.
I love ear hustle. I never heard that. That's good.
You can use it.
Oh, I am. Don't worry.
This is going to be number 9.
Oh, no.
So now the next 3, you're going to find a way to work it in.
Yeah.
So I was ear hustling.
I got it. Yeah.
And so
I'm an ear hustler, baby. I just thought you should know. All right, so back to your husband. We ain't gonna get on that, but that sounds like a joke, but it is. You did the play, then you found out 3 agents, and you submitted. And people don't know.
But I had submitted, but like this was all kind of happening simultaneously.
Yeah, at the same time.
I got something.
And then, so did one of them call you in? Did you get to read for one of them?
Well, what actually happened, interestingly enough, I had submitted to one, and he was living out of town at the time, and he had submitted to an agency here, and they called him in for an interview. Well, I went in with him, which they always say is a no.
Yeah.
And the agent was like, "Wait a minute, you look familiar." Boom, boom, boom. And what do you do? And I was like, well, I'm trying to act, but y'all didn't ever call me back.
Right.
And I had actually submitted to them, but they only wanted to see him. So she takes me in there, and she's like, I was gonna call you, but my picture was literally face down underneath a pot, a plant in her office. She's like, see, I was gonna call these 3 people. So the rest is history.
Atlanta agent. They still in business?
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. So I signed with them, and I think maybe like 30, 45 days later, I was on my way to North Carolina to shoot The Secret Life of Bees.
Awesome.
That's a true story.
Awesome. So with no experience per se, except for the 2 plays or whatever.
Correct.
And all the college plays.
Correct.
But you went, and back then you would go and read for somebody as far as an audition.
That's right.
So you went Secret
Well,
Life.
we sent in a tape. This is when your agents. This is when your agents you go into your agency, and they would put you on tape and then send it.
Okay. And did you have a callback? Do you remember?
No, they booked the tape.
Booked your tape, and then you got to go to North Carolina.
And it was when it was like early 2008, like January 2008, and there was this terrible snow, sleet, rain. Literally, it rained, sleeted, and snowed between Atlanta and Wilmington, North Carolina. It took me like 8+ hours to get there.
Wow.
But it was awesome. It was a great experience.
Yeah.
It was, it was my first time on it.
Nervous?
That was my first. No, actually.
Happy.
Yeah, I was happy.
And fucking
I cried the whole way there. Yeah? I was listening to, God, I'm such a...
Endless Love. You're listening to fucking Endless Love.
That would be so good if that were true.
Just say that. Just say that.
No, because this is actually better. So Fantasia's first CD was out.
American Idol.
Yeah. It had been out for a while, actually. But I had never listened to the song, I Believe. I know, right? Who said that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I believe I can fly.
I believe
I can touch the sky.
Man, no, that's not the song. So I put it in, and it was like a God thing. That song, I had it just on loop for like 8 hours,
and
I just cried, and I was like, And you thought I thought I was only going to work like 2 or 3 days. I ended up working 12 days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and most of that was poor weather. And The Secret Life of Bees, if you remember the movie, it was supposed to be in the summertime. So we had to wait for the snow to dry up all the time. We had to wait for the rain to dry up. This is the first time I'd ever been on a big movie set or a movie set, period.
Yeah.
They were twisting leaves onto the bare bushes.
Oh, really?
And everything. Yeah. And spraying the ground to look like grass. Yeah, it was amazing. They had to do some of the scenes with ice in their mouth so that the thing wouldn't come out. They were spraying us with Evian water, and it was like 30 degrees outside.
Yeah, because regular water wouldn't work. I always wondered that. They have
They
have misters of Evian, which has got to be like you thinking budget. Like, man, that could just be regular water.
Yeah, but why is that?
Because it's expensive and they fucking can.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's fair.
It's just rich. It's just let's flaunt our money on.
We were cold.
Yeah, no
doubt.
Let
let me just tell you that part.
What was your role? I hadn't seen the movie.
I was the one of the daughters of Mary.
Okay.
So there were a group of women who we would basically came and had church in Queen Latifah's living room.
Okay.
And we prayed to Mary.
Okay. That's cool.
So that's pretty good.
So that was your first Professional acting gig.
Well, it was my first movie. I
Yeah.
had done commercials.
Oh, you
I
had?
had like a 80% book rate on commercials. It was crazy.
Okay. So what was your first commercial? Remember that one?
Chili's.
Bay back ribs?
No, it was fried shrimp.
And
I was
what?
on a date.
Did you
I was
talk?
on date night. Yeah, I talked.
Well, no, some of
I
the food.
keep telling you, I
No.
that's me.
See,
I
that came
always
out wrong
talk.
because I tell people like,
Just kidding. I'm
no,
kidding.
that always comes out wrong. That came out wrong not because of that.
No, a lot of times in food, they just
Food
show you
commercials, they just show
enjoying
you
yourself
smiling.
and smiling and kikiing.
But it always pissed me off because I was on, like you, but I was on The Walking Dead for 4 seasons. I did 13 episodes. And people say, oh, well, you were a zombie? Like, motherfucker, no, I was not a zombie, man. Oh, did you have lines? Yeah, yes, I had
What
lines.
were you on the? Oh, never mind. I'm sorry.
What?
Nothing.
Died.
I had to go back and watch
I died.
it.
Yeah, no, we all die. But no, my point is, I didn't mean to sound like, oh, did you have lines? Of course,
No.
But a lot of food
I understand what you're saying. Absolutely.
You sit there and smile and do it over and over and over. Did you eat the shrimp?
No.
Do you remember?
No, we didn't.
They brought you a bucket.
No.
Oh, you never ate it all?
We were like,
oh, just hang out the table.
I was like I said, I was on a date. What's the matter?
They just if you need it.
Oh.
That's Eddie. He does that.
Are you trying to say
he likes that. No, you look great. No, he's just saying no. You're fine.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. We're good.
Okay.
It's
casual.
Thank you. In case I make you tear up again, talking about some. That's all. It's all.
That could happen.
All right, so you've done commercials, and commercials are good. Back then, they were real good.
I did after The Secret Life of Bees. So I did the Chili's commercial first. Then I booked, and that was under a different agent who was married to my acting teacher at the time. That's crazy. He was only in business for 5 whole minutes. But then he referred me to some other agent who was garbage and never got me a single job.
Yeah.
And then I got with the other agent who, within 30 days of being with them, I was on my way to North Carolina.
Got it.
And then between The Secret Life of Bees and The Blind Side, like I'm not even exaggerating. I couldn't book a TV show to save my life until 2010. And I started acting professionally the end of 2007.
Okay.
2008.
So Secret Life of Bees and
The Blind Side was
nothing in between there. Movie
commercials.
Just commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which paid.
But they were close together. They were close together though.
Okay.
Because The Secret Life of Bees came out in fall of 2008.
God, you're good with
and
dates.
Then The Blind Side came out in fall of 2009.
I'm terrible with dates.
Yeah.
Did you like Blind Side?
I loved it.
Yeah, it was good.
I knew I was going to book that role.
Oh, you did?
I did.
How?
Because I had been praying for a strong supporting role, and when my agent sent it to me, it was a Thursday night, like maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Fuck your memory.
And when she sent it to me, and I drink wine, and when she sent it to me, it was the longest audition I had ever had up until that point.
As far as words,
it was like 7 pages. 7 pages,
yeah.
And it was just me and somebody else.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of dialogue.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, you don't need to send anybody else because, they send like 12 of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They send 12 Teds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like there's 12 Teds.
I know there's not, baby, but,
Right.
They got to fill out their demographic some kind of way. You might be busy. You might be getting your implants touched up. You don't know.
Right.
So he said, you the one said you had.
All right.
So, so I did the audition.
Don't fucking send anybody.
Don't send anybody else. And she said, ha, Sharon, you so funny. Okay. So I did the audition.
Did she say it like that? Or should she say it like in a voice like that?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
Sharon, you so funny. So I did the audition initially on tape in my agent's office. Then I got the call. It was 2 weeks before I got the call back. And that was in the room with John Lee Hancock and Sony producer.
Okay.
And Mark Fincannon.
Okay.
And that was my first time being in front of Mark Fincannon.
Was that in Atlanta or was that in North Carolina?
It was in Atlanta.
In Atlanta. Okay. He came down. So that was then your first real, aside from commercials, but that was your first callback in a room with producer, director, casting agent. No? No, I mean, you probably had a callback.
Well, no. Yeah, it was because,
well, I'm saying you went to North Carolina and booked it off tape.
I never went to North Carolina.
No, for Secret Life of Bees, you booked that off tape.
I
so you didn't have to stand in front
of them. That's right.
Well, I'm getting at to people that watch us or actors that watch.
Yes.
No, is that you back in the day, because it's so fucked up.
Yeah,
now. Fucked up now.
Yeah.
But back in the day, you would literally go and there'd be 6 motherfuckers
That's
behind a
right.
table, and
At
one of them would
least.
be famous,
At least.
and you'd try not to be starstruck or
Yes.
awestruck or a
Yes.
director.
Yes.
And one of them would be, you could tell Money Man, a couple of
Yes.
Money Man, a couple people
Yes.
wouldn't even be paying attention.
That's right.
They'd be laying in the back of the room on the computer, never looks at
That's
you.
right.
Then you're only supposed to talk to the guy on the camera
That's
who's Mark
right.
Fincan
That's right.
or his sister or wife or whatever.
That's
So
exactly right.
back then, that's how it was. And
That's
by the
exactly
way,
right.
we're getting to that, but much better time.
Yes,
Fucking much
I
better
agree.
time.
Because
Much better.
I came at the perfect time, because I no longer, people used to drive all the way to Wilmington
Yeah.
for a 1-word callback.
Yes.
So you have like 5, 6 actors getting in a car together to travel to Wilmington for this callback that is going to take 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they get back in the car
Yeah.
and come back to Atlanta.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the game at that time. Thank goodness.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I did it a
So
million times.
yeah, it was at this point, it was you go to your agent's office, they put you on tape, send the tape, then you have a call back or whatever in the room.
Yeah.
Thankfully. So anyway, I had that call back, and when I walked in the room, John Lee Hancock hits the money guy, the producer.
Because he liked your look.
He said, "Oh my God, she's perfect. She's even more perfect." So he's like, "Can you shut up?" You know what I mean? This guy says to John Lee, he's like,
let's let her talk.
Can you shut up? You know, like we don't want to show all our cards.
And don't say in front of her. Yeah.
Yeah. So I sit down and I have the scene where I'm in the room with Michael Orr and I'm, drilling him or whatever. And I'm doing that directly with Mark Fincannon. And I'm like, do y'all want to see anything else? Do you want me to? No, it was great. So when I walk out, Mark is like, oh my God, you are really good. Well, the next person, God bless them, is sitting on deck to go in for their call back. And I'm like, okay, no,
Did you know that actress?
I came to know them, but I did not know them at the time.
Yeah. They didn't get it though.
No, they got another role in the movie, but
good.
they didn't get that one.
Yeah, that's good.
They didn't get that one. And so then it was another 2 weeks before I booked it. So it was a month total. And when I tell you, I worked those lines every single day.
So you mentioned
in
that
anticipation.
Earlier. You know everybody's lines. Do you just have a good memorization? Are you that kind of person? Or do you have to work at it?
I just do it over and over and over again. And so, like, for example, for The Blind Side, David coached me over the phone.
Okay.
And, and so we worked that a lot before I had my audition.
Did you ever put it on tape and listen to it yourself?
No.
That's what we used to do back in the day.
And I will watch myself maybe one time.
Yeah, I hate that.
There's some stuff that I have never watched.
Same.
And probably never will.
Same. Why? Yeah. Why are we damaged like that?
I don't know what that is, but I don't. I'm good.
You don't like
if I don't,
the way you look.
It's not that I don't like the way I look. It's
some days you do.
You just kill yourself with, oh, I wish I could have done this differently, or if I had known they were going to use that take. Because see, sometimes with me, I'm like the director's being so ridiculous that I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll do it like that, and damn for sure, won't that end up on tape forever? Yeah. And you're like, that was so ridiculous. Surely they were playing. They're not going to use that tape, and they will.
Yeah. No.
So like, just little word to the wise: don't ever do that.
Yeah.
Because it'll be out there.
So after The Blind Side, what was your next big role?
Hunger Games, maybe.
Hunger Games.
Mm-hmm.
The first film.
Yeah.
Okay. Where'd you play in that?
I was the game maker. So I put the dogs out.
Yeah.
Ooh, let the
you were
dogs
in the
out.
room where all the computers and the.
There was nothing in the room.
I know, but the TV screens in the movie. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And you
yes.
called.
Yeah.
Okay. Opening doors and closing doors.
Yeah.
Cool. I saw the movie, but I remember you in it. You wonderful. I don't remember the movie.
You don't remember?
No.
That's okay.
I'm not a sci-fi guy.
That's okay.
Even on The Walking Dead.
I didn't watch it either.
Yeah, you didn't see it?
I was on The Walking Dead like the last season.
Yeah.
After I had auditioned for like 10 years.
Yeah, same.
And I still have not ever seen me in that episode.
I haven't either. I mean,
you didn't watch yourself and you were on there for 4 seasons?
A couple of episodes, but not all of them for sure. And not even character arc, not even like I would get on set because, so many actors on that show. And I would get on set and I hadn't been there for 2 months, same episode or same season, I guess. And then I would have to ask people okay, what
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 happened?
has
What's going on?
happened?
They're so
Why is
secretive
he?
with the
Yeah,
scripts.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
crazy.
And it was messed up because
Like, don't nobody want this script?
right, and you get there, and then you don't know what's going on, and then it reflects in your performance, which is
Right.
terrible.
Exactly. Exactly. Because
Terrible.
you seem like you're visiting
Yeah,
when you should be living in that space.
right.
So that's similar to kind of how I felt on Rectify.
Oh, okay. See, I was in
Because
Rectify.
oh really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. What did you play in
I
Rectify?
was I forget the character's name, but I did 2 episodes. What a let's talk about that for a second.
Woo!
That was
A
a
master's class. Ray McKinnon is not
100%,
to be played with.
100%,
He is
dude. I'm
not to
glad
be
you said
played
that.
with.
It was totally. It
Come
was
on.
probably the hardest acting job I've ever had in my life.
Yes.
And I've had several.
Yes.
But it was the hardest because that motherfucker.
Come on. Those 7-minute scenes.
You
those
said
7-minute scenes with 2 people.
and
It would just be me and the
which is what I
sheriff
had. Me
talking.
and Teddy. Me and the what's his name? He got
I know who you're talking about.
yeah, he was the son of the tire salesman guy. Anyway. Yeah,
Clayne Crawford.
Clayne Crawford, that's right. And
You could just keep on going.
but I wouldn't miss, I would say "and" in it with a country accent or whatever. And man, I thought fucking yeah. And then, hey, come here, let me talk to you.
Ray's not
Hey, you
playing
said
with you.
"and" this way. Can you say "and" that way? I'm like, dude, we're on 5 pages of dialogue in one scene. We're walking from here to there, and you picked on one word. And it got so bad where it was like, and it was great. It was great. Even the table read, but the table read, you knew he was fucking serious.
Yeah.
But it got so bad to where, and bad's the wrong word, but they would say you would crush it. Both actors would crush it. You felt good. The hair raised up on your arms. You knew you got it, right? And they would say, first of all, he wasn't the director, which is hilarious.
Yes, he was.
Right.
He was always the director.
Right.
We would do scenes and we'd be like, oh, who's directing this episode? The only person on the episodes that I was on like 12 or 13 episodes.
Yeah, cool.
Because I was a DA.
Okay.
So the only person that he would actually allow to direct the show and he would not come and change anything was Stephen Gyllenhaal.
Okay. Oh, I met him. Jake's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I auditioned for him, and he may have done an episode with me. But my point is,
only one.
They would say there's Video Village set up. We're outside on
Yep.
one of the scenes I remember specifically. I'm walking from my car, and Teddy confronts me because he thinks I'm sleeping with his wife, and they're having marital issues. And I'm a neighbor, and I'm like, dude, I ain't done any of that, Anyway, we would kill it. Both of us felt good about it. You could tell, and you'd hear cut. And then you waited like, oh shit. It was almost like, oh God, is mom going to come out of the house with a switch?
That's right.
And then Ray would come out from the shadows. Hey, let me come here, guys. Let's come here. Don't like, and he's very artistic and very like, oh, and man.
Trust me, I know.
Every fucking second. And finally, after 15 takes, you're like, Jesus Christ, man, I've done this. So I know we got a good one. All right, moving on. Let's move on. And I'm like, but you're not directing. But he was.
He was directing. He was always directing. He was directing everyone.
Yeah.
From the, from that poster being there to what you had on to, where is that sofa? Why is that there?
And what
are
weird,
you looking at in that
eclectic
book?
show, And the pace of that show was so deathly slow. But that's what they wanted.
It was.
And man, it had a big following. It
did.
I bet you got recognized and people. Never? Did you get any mail? I got mail. Like people.
No, I got mail from. I got mail because of the Hunger Games.
Okay.
People are crazy for stuff like that.
Yeah.
Literally, the guy who's sitting next to me in the room.
Yeah, in the Hunger Games.
On the Hunger Games, the day that they shot the extras. The people, the extras paid for their own selves to be there.
Really?
On the Hunger Games. It was crazy.
Because they wanted to be in the sci-fi.
So bad. This dude who was sitting next to me, like so random, because somebody else had been sitting there the other 2 days prior to this, but because he made it on film when I'm trading lines with Wes, what's his name? Bentley. Yeah, he knows everybody.
Yeah.
Wes Bentley. He went on a tour signing.
Really?
Pictures, giving out autographs. I'm not lying.
So he was like in the the realm of what is that? Cons. He did that stuff.
Yes, he went to all the whatever.
Did you ever do that?
No.
Yeah, I didn't either. I got signed to an agency, a con agency, because of The Walking
Really?
Dead, and
Oh wow.
but I
You
chose
didn't go.
I chose not to do it. Yeah.
Why?
Well, because I didn't want to be typecast as Walking Dead Ted. You know what I'm saying? And so many people I know, Atlanta actors, got on Walking Dead, and they made good money at those cons, man. I mean, the minimal you would
Really?
make is $3,000 for the weekend, 3-4 grand for the
Really?
weekend.
Just to be there and do what?
Guaranteed money. Sign 8x10s, and they were at $30, which is what they start you at, but they guarantee you like $2,000. So even if no one buys your 8x10, you
They're
get
gonna
$2,000,
get two.
and you're paid. Yeah.
Really?
And that's the lowest guy on the totem pole, which I would have been. You know what I
I
mean?
had no idea that.
But in
that
the
was
meanwhile,
the
you're
thing.
in fucking Kalamazoo, Michigan, in a high school auditorium. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't do it. But I know several people that have done it, but then they haven't done much after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of
So
course,
I
of
just
course.
chose not to do it when I did it. But
Mhm.
and now no one gives a shit. But yeah, cons are well, you never did one. You could have done with Hunger Games. I mean, they do them like you
I mean, I'm
said.
sure I could have, but I
mean,
almost didn't even go to that audition, to tell you the truth.
There's people you never have heard of. So
Trust me,
and
I
they make
know, 'cause
money.
he was sitting next to me.
Yeah, that guy. So at Walking Dead, the first scene, or not scene, I guess, maybe the first scene, is a little girl. She's like 6 years old, 7 years old, and she has no legs, and she's a zombie, and she's pulling herself. It's a famous scene. And then I guess Rick has to shoot her, and he has to kill a kid. That's like
Oh
the
my
first episode. And he's a cop, so it's a big drama thing. That little girl is like from Fayetteville, Georgia, and I bet now she's probably 20. I bet she has made 6 figures in Comic Cons.
What?
That's all she's known for. She didn't have any lines. She was in total face paint, as a zombie. And
But she just goes and has that picture there with her and signs it
as a little kid, and as $30 a pop. And I guarantee she's made college education off that one scene.
A few times over.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
People do that, man. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
All right, so let's get to some meat and potatoes here.
Okay.
What is your favorite role of all time? Hey guys, thanks for tuning into Scale Plus Ted, and I want to give a special shout out to Maple Street Biscuits, our sponsor for this episode. You ever want a good biscuit? Go to them. That's a good biscuit. That's a really good biscuit. Really, want to
bite? It's a show that we produced, and that it's called DNR, and it's that role where you get to sort of experience every human emotion possible, which is, why else do we do this? Because I always get typecast as, an authoritative figure for the most part.
Judge,
I'm always a judge.
Cop,
I'm a DA.
lawyer.
I'm a officer. I'm a lawyer. I'm a NCAA investigator. Those things. But in DNR, I'm not that. And it's good. It's good stuff.
Did you write it?
No. Oh. David wrote it.
Your husband.
And so, to the degree that this is a true story, went to Alabama to shoot a commercial.
What commercial was it?
It was for Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Okay.
The guy who ended up playing my husband in the commercial meets me at the door when I'm going to the fitting. Like, we just get it in, right, from Atlanta. And he's like, "Hey, how you doing? My name is such and such and so and so." You're not going to get your $5, just so you know. I'm not going to say his name. So, "Hey, how you doing? Oh, it's so good to see you again, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, "Again? Okay, all right, I'll go with that." And so he says, "Yeah, we worked together before." Excuse you? "Yeah, on DNR. We worked together on DNR. Da, 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 da." I was like, David standing behind him. And I said, what role did you play? Because first of all,
y'all did all the casting. Y'all did all the.
First of all, there were 3 people in this mug.
Oh, the whole movie.
And yes, it's we made the short, a 36-minute short, which we won a ton of awards for. But we made the short because we couldn't get anybody to look at the series.
Right.
So we have an episode Bible. We have 10 episodes that are like fully formed and everything. So we shot this as a short to get people, to look at it. So he says, I played opposite you. I played your husband, Dean. I was like, no, you didn't.
Because your husband played.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I played Dean. You actually didn't, because that's him right there.
Turn around,
Dean.
motherfucker.
Right, thank you. I didn't want to say that. But thank you. And so he says, oh, well,
How would you fucking say that?
Maybe I just watched it a bunch of times.
What?
And maybe you smoke a little crack.
What?
One of the two.
What is his name?
What? I'm not gonna tell you that.
No, but
trying to make $5 for Eddie. That's not gonna happen.
Eddie needs $5. I'm just saying, we all do.
What you say? I'll pay him,
dude.
I'm not
even.
Come on, T'Challa. Come on, T'Challa.
I played your fucking husband, and
Come
you don't
on,
remember
T'Challa.
me?
Come on,
man.
Come on, T'Challa.
What a fool! Why would he even say that?
I mean, he meant
That's
it.
the best
when
game.
I tell you,
that's the best game he could spit to you.
Bruh.
That's all I'm saying. That's all he had.
He said, yeah.
I know that's what he said. You know why? Because he recognized it. He knows what's up.
But I'm like, what?
That's all he was doing.
Like, I mean, crazy. And when we shot the commercial, he was so loud he wouldn't stand still for the still photos, anything.
You think he was high on some?
Oh, faux show.
For real?
Faux show. 100%.
All right. So then that y'all produced and directed and made that movie. And it was a short. And then it won a lot of stuff. What does DNR stand for?
Do not resuscitate.
Okay, that's what I thought, because there's several.
No, I get it.
Could be Department of Natural Resources. Y'all could be you could be
Where did y'all get him
yeah,
from?
y'all could be like game wardens, or meet out in the woods and like
we're not. No.
Or y'all could be like national park people with the hats on and be like,
it's about so Dean is his character and Esther. Anyway, Dean comes back from service. This is before PTSD was like hot.
Diagnosed.
Yeah, no, before it was like a hot subject matter for everybody's shows or whatever. This is like for real. So this was back in 2009 when it got finished. And he comes back and he thinks that, he has PTSD, but also I might be doing a little shady stuff. So he tries to get down to the bottom of it, but it's like even worse than just the shady stuff I'm doing.
Right.
Like the dude that I'm doing the shady stuff with is super shady.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. That's cool.
So
really
good.
So
that's my favorite.
What's the shittiest project you ever worked on?
Oh, I'm not gonna say that.
You don't have to name it. Just tell me the experience. Why was it shitty, kind of thing? You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I get it.
Like it could be a director, it was just low production values, it could be something specific happened, it could be the guy that tried to
what?
Said it was cold in here.
What is it?
I don't know. He's saying
what? Pineapple?
No, he's not saying that.
What is he saying?
You can say it. What? We're
what
Tyler
is it?
Perry this thing. We broke the third wall down.
I cannot. What? Stop it.
We broke the fourth wall down. Go ahead.
What is it?
Oh,
yeah.
All right. So what was wrong with it?
Yeah.
And this is for actors coming up or people.
Okay.
So we know that we're in the same experience, because shit happens that's bad.
It was.
You have to stand up for yourself.
It was bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Why? I don't play that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're experienced enough. You're not a new actress.
Well, exactly. And I had already worked in business, and everything. And I was full grown by the time I got into this business on a professional level.
Right.
So I've always known how to read a contract, just change it, talk to somebody about it, tell you I ain't finna come do your show if you don't fix it. Like, I don't have any problem saying that.
Right.
But this scenario was, they did not know what they were doing.
Yeah.
And they got a big sum of money to shoot some episodes of a series. And it, like, over 18 months later, it still wasn't
finished.
And then when it did get finished, it's like only half of it. And then you can see where they like added the story don't even go together anymore.
There was a TV show?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And a series. Okay. No, it doesn't mean. No, I'm just curious. So
yeah, that was rough. That was rough.
Your experience on set wasn't terrible. It's just the fact that the final project
Yeah.
The product didn't come out the way you liked.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it.
Okay.
There, as far as the situation on set, it was like right when they were letting up on COVID, and I called myself doing a solid for this guy. He was out of LA supposedly, and so I was getting paid penance, and then had to chase down the pennies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So my call time was originally supposed to be at 1 o'clock. Then they pushed it back to 4 o'clock. I should have not gone at that point. I get there 4 o'clock. Well, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to 4. And the producer calls me. She's like, Sharon, yeah, they want to push you back to 5:30. I was like, the hell? They not, because I'm parked in front of the house now. So I go inside and they're all laying around and all this kind of stuff. And the director, producer, he's like, oh, yeah, you must be Sharon. Yeah. And so he's like, well, I mean, we didn't wrap till 6 o'clock this morning. Sometimes stuff like that happens, so we just gonna have to push you back. I was like, I'm not, no. Mm-mm. And since you have your squad in here, can I talk to you outside?
Yeah. You told him to fuck off?
I stayed because I had made that commitment.
And you were there.
But that was I would never do. In fact, I joined the union.
Oh, because of that?
The next week.
Really?
Because I never, ever, 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 ever wanted to do a non-union project again.
Oh, wow.
And I'm sorry, because I know there are some great ones out there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, wow.
It was that terrible.
Right.
Like they didn't have any kind of sanitation around. And I'm saying COVID is still a thing.
Yeah.
They had run out of like toilet paper, paper towels, anything that would make you clean.
Right.
And then they out back smoking weed, sharing the joint between them.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
What has been the coolest person you ever worked with?
Oh, I'll say Sandra Bullock by far.
Sandra Bullock.
Woo!
Really?
Yeah. She has great stories. She has great stories. She had just done the proposal with Betty White.
Okay.
And so she says Betty White was, what did you say? Oh, had
don't worry about that.
I'm sorry.
Y'all talk to her one more fucking time.
Ooh. Betty White used to drive herself to set still at 90-something years old. And never miss a beat, never miss a scene, never drop a line, nothing. Now, this is what Sandra Bullock said. So she was talking about how on the set, like they had celebrated her birthday. So they bring out this big cake and such and such and so and so. And so Betty White is like, oh, I never gotten that much applause standing up. So thank you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just cool. She was just cool people.
Yeah.
She refused to go in a room by herself. Sandra Bullock refused to go in a room by herself.
Really?
Yes.
Just wanted to hang out with
She wanted to hang out with
everybody. She was
everybody.
not a prima donna asshole.
Not at all. Not at all. My daughter had written her a letter.
Yeah.
And so she was like.
She writing the Walmart bathroom?
What'd you say? No, not on the Walmart bathroom. So Sandra wrote her back on the back of the Daily,
cool.
And so sides. Thank you. Yeah. I really am in this business. Babe. I promise.
I got you.
And so I just thought that was, so beautiful. Like she didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she talked about as far as like me being a mom and stuff like that. Unbeknownst to me, she was in the process of adopting her son,
Louis.
Yeah, so
Sandra's
crying.
She was married to Jesse James.
Yes, and John Lee is crying too because he knows.
Oh, okay.
So the fact that my daughter wrote her that and was talking about motherhood or whatever, that was very moving to her. I didn't know anything about it until after the fact.
How long?
But she just told great stories. I only worked on there for 2 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it was 2 long days.
Yeah,
but
she made that much.
They chopped it all up. Yeah.
That's good. And then who's the biggest dick you ever ordered? You ain't got to name them, but who's the biggest dick? And without naming them, you can just tell me, like, scenario-wise, why they were.
Scenario-wise, I was sitting on the ground. It was a movie. I was sitting on the ground. My character was sitting on the ground. And he literally walked up and kicked my feet and was like.
Not in the scene.
Walked up and kicked my feet. And then he had some. That would give him away. He had some contacts in his eyes. So I said, "Oh, your contacts are cool." He refused to trade lines with me.
Wouldn't rehearse. Wow.
And when it was over with, he was.
Now, you don't. You can say his name.
And my David's always like, he was just probably having a bad day. He makes jokes
'Cause
about
David
it all
likes
the time. No,
Oh.
we don't care about that. No, we don't do like that.
All right.
Like if I got a problem with you, we both got a problem with you.
Got it. My point is, you don't have to say his name. You can say his name, but you don't have to. But why? I mean, you can say his name, but why?
He who shall not be spoken to because he's outside of the camera. I'm not gonna get him $5.
So this person was a man.
Yes,
But,
a grown man.
And a famous actor?
Yeah,
Okay.
very.
Still famous?
Very.
See, sometimes you find out
Very.
that they don't, once they have that attitude, they don't work much. You find that their career ends.
No, this person is very good about, he only does that to people he thinks are less than him.
Yeah.
The people that, like the money people and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all that.
Black or white?
Pink.
Oh, he's pink. Oh, so he's white. So he's new white. He doesn't have this tarnished skin from the sun.
He's pink. He's pink.
Pink. All right, you don't have to say it. All right. All right. But he kicked your feet, not in the scene. You were just sitting there. In other words, it wasn't part of his character.
No.
Was he being method? Was he supposed to be a dick in the movie and then be
No.
a dick in real? No, just a dick.
That one. That part.
Yeah,
that
wouldn't
part.
look you in the eye or any of that.
That part.
Wow.
He said his voice was, he was losing his voice.
You say again?
He said he was losing his voice.
Oh, he did. Oh, he losing his voice.
He wasn't though.
So he kicked you.
Because when
Pay
the camera
attention.
was on him,
was
no, we weren't rehearsing the scene. When the camera was on him and he was up, his voice was perfectly fine.
Did you tell anybody? Like your agent or anybody? I mean, they're not going to do anything.
Yeah, I told my agent, but there was a whole bunch of things wrong on that set.
What was the name of the movie?
Are you?
I'm just
So
asking.
either you are slow
I
or
am.
you think
I
I'm
am.
slow.
I'm an actor.
It's one of the two.
I'm slow. All right, well, forget that then.
Yeah, sorry. Who's the worst person you've ever worked with?
The nicest?
No, I said the worst.
Oh man. You don't want to hear it because
Why?
Tyler Perry.
Okay.
See?
Why do you say I don't want to hear it?
Well, because a lot of people love him, especially in Atlanta. But he's not a
He
good
has
guy.
never, let me just say this. I have worked on several Tyler Perry projects.
Yeah.
He has never been anything but kind
See?
and generous to me
See? Yeah.
as a person. Now, I will say, I love the level of his work
Yeah.
in result. I don't
Yeah.
necessarily.
Yeah.
But so I'm not going to be like, oh, no, don't.
No. And I would say, everybody that knows me knows that.
What happened?
Oh,
Did
God.
he kick your baby or something?
It was so. I've worked on 4 of his shows, and
Well, he likes you.
well, maybe not anymore. No, no, I don't know. But the last one I worked on was the Have and Have Nots, and it's a long story. But basically, I went up to set, and I'd worked with him not just 4 times, like multiple days
Sure.
on shows, and he
Sure.
remembered me, and I know his assistant director really well, very sweet lady. and
Sure.
all this, and she goes, "All right, you ready to go meet Mr. Perry again?" I said, "Well,
Who's his assistant
I
director?
know I ain't gonna say her name, but she's very wonderful. She may not even be working for me again. Anyway,
I didn't know he had a female assistant director.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah, her first AD, I guess.
I only know about Mark Swinton.
Okay, but anyway, so we're on the sound stage down at his old one down by Greenbrier Mall, on the backside of Greenbrier Mall,
I know where it is.
and it's supposed to be, I guess, New Orleans or wherever that show took place in Louisiana, and I am the racist white cop that plants drugs on the black hero.
No, so
Yep.
and you were that character on all of the shows.
Pretty much the racist
Okay,
white guy.
yeah.
Of course.
Okay,
I mean, it's
got
Tyler
it.
Perry's
I
show.
got it.
Of
I
course.
mean, it's
Look.
gonna be one.
Duh.
So you might as well get
Duh.
the check. You might as
Come
well
on.
get the check.
Yeah, look at me.
I mean, you got to keep
know.
up this bike.
Atlanta-
you got to buy,
I know.
wax
Atlanta
and
Public
whatnot.
Schools, that's
You
why
know
they
what I'm
cast
saying?
me. It was because of the illegitimate child that taught
I
me in
can't.
ninth grade.
I cannot.
All right, so Miss Portier, back to it.
Y'all.
I walk up and I met the motherfucker 20 times.
Already,
literally. And we're
already.
talking over 10 years, right? Mm-hmm. And a huge guy, 6'4", and he's got this
No,
long
he's
triple.
he's taller than 6'4", isn't he?
Either way, triple
tall.
fat goose down coat on. It's cold. It's down to his ankles. And he's got his hands in his pockets. And I walk up, and the assistant director, and there's 45 people, 50 people waiting, you know, because I'm being brought on set. So everybody's waiting. And the atmosphere already, as it is in many
weird,
of those shows, not weird, shitty. Because he's already yelled at some people.
Yeah.
He's already, people are running around cutting their heads off.
Yeah.
He wanted a Diet Dr. Pepper. They didn't have any. The PA's about to kill herself trying to go to the convenience store. Fucking just like
Did they shut it down?
It really
Did they
made me
shut
mad.
it down?
Man. It made me, you shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, you shouldn't. That's true.
If the
That's
atmosphere
facts.
is bad,
That's facts.
then everybody's bad.
That's
and then
facts.
it brings you down. And you've got a job to do.
That's right.
And you've got to be professional. Everybody. And as an actor, a director, I should be, hey Sharon, you're my
That's
director.
right.
I'm Ted.
That's right.
Not, oh, hey Mrs. Conley. Hey, no. We're on a one-on-one because
That's right.
you were trying to get something out of me.
That's right.
And I'm trying to portray it and make you happy and
That's
make
right.
the audience happy.
That's right.
So I can't be
That barrier
dominant,
where I'm
submissive. You know, I can't. We got to be, hey,
well,
Ted,
you
tell me how it
can't.
is.
You, Ted, can't anyway.
Right. Well, that's
Let's
true.
just start
That's true.
there.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true. I'm glad we're in therapy.
I mean, together today.
Walk up, and it was cold, and I go, I did like that. That's all I did. No COVID. This was way before COVID. I did like that. And the assistant director says, Mr. Perry, I want you to meet Ted Huckabee. He's playing such and such. And I go, oh, yeah, how are you doing? Good to see you. And I go like that. I said, good to see you.
Again.
You know? Again, yeah. I said, good to see you again or something. And he's got his fucking hands in his pockets.
He won't touch
And
you.
he looks down over his nose at me. I'm 5'11", a tall 5'11". He looks down over his nose at me. And there's 45, 50 people on set waiting. And I'm like this.
Oh.
And he goes, you sick?
What?
And I'm like, oh, no. I still was cool. I was like, no, I'm good. I just had a
just
little something in my throat.
dust
Sorry,
in my throat.
Yeah, a little something in
Yeah.
my throat. I'm still like this, Sharon.
Right.
Still like this. And he goes, all right, so we're going to, and he turns and walks away. And I'm fucking still like this. And I'm like, and I had done a lot of things. It's not like I was brand new. You know what I mean? And I'm not, but if I had the balls,
yes,
I would have turned to the beautiful assistant director who I know really well, first AD, who I felt bad she had to work for this motherfucker.
and would have said, I'm out this mug.
Good luck.
That's right.
Find another racist
That's
white guy.
right. That's right.
The woods are full of them.
That's
Go
right.
find them. You know what I mean? And I said, so
Did he say the woods are
find
full of
find
them?
another white guy to plant drugs on a black guy in his Corvette, because it happens all the time. Anyway, which is exactly the scene.
You could get somebody out of this 45 mofos that's standing around.
I was so pissed off. And then
I
as
would
an
be
actor,
too.
now I've got to
It's
work.
just
It's nighttime.
rude.
My whole, your body,
energy,
inside
everything
just goes.
damn whoosh.
And I see that motherfucker walking
Poor
away.
baby.
And then people are looking at me like,
Poor
ooh,
baby.
you too, you know. I was like,
Oh.
so from that moment on, I said, you know what? I'm not going to ever.
So you don't work on any of
don't.
his projects?
And it has really hurt him, as you can tell.
Because I'm telling you, them racist white boys, that's
Even-
hard to come by
is.
in
Good
Georgia.
ones. Good ones. Good
yeah.
actors.
Well, I mean,
You know what I mean?
do they all have to be though?
No,
I mean,
that's
let's
me. It's not
let's
that bad.
not. Yeah,
No. All right. What if you had your druthers? Would you say you never book? It was hard to book a TV show.
Initially,
I know.
Initially,
if you could do
not
it now,
anymore.
if you could do it now, would you be on a series that ran for 10 years, or would you be on a Star Wars movie that stands the test of time?
100%, I would be on a series that ran for 10 years.
Series.
No question.
Even if it meant after that 10 years, you're never going to work again.
If it's on network television
Yeah.
or a major cable network television.
A big show.
Big show.
Yeah,
big budget, big show.
Big money.
They big money. They not playing around.
You don't
They
care.
don't have what? I'm gonna have to work again. What I got to work for?
Yeah.
Do you think Marissa Hargett goes to her mailbox
No.
and is
Or
like,
she worries about her next role?
right, or
How
worries
many
about
episodes has she done? Like 1,000.
oh,
It's crazy.
gajillion, yeah, maybe.
You know who else has done? Ice-T, which is really weird.
Don't even get us started.
You like Ice-T?
I think I like
Motherfucker
I
has
like Ice-T
he
as
has-
a person.
he has
I like
3 lines
Ice-T
per
as a person.
episode. 3 lines per episode.
Okay, so I
And they're always
just
the same one.
did Candy with Raul Esparza.
Okay.
And you know he played the DA or ADA, the DA on SVU for 7 seasons.
Yeah.
He says that they take bets on whether or not.
Ice-T's gonna mess his lines up.
Well, that's a given. That's 100%. But whether or not he's
Got your $5, Eddie. Got your $5.
whether or not he's gonna fall asleep.
For real?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah,
Man,
God bless him. But I mean, hey, he working the program. I mean, I'm not mad at him. He's smart.
You talk about ear hustle.
Like I said, he is a hustler.
Everywhere.
He is a hustler.
And has reinvented himself 3-4 times.
And David is always like, man, he went to the Munch School of Acting because, you know, Munch used to be on there.
Oh, I don't know.
The older guy with the glasses and stuff. Yeah, and he was like, his acting was.
Yeah. Well, Ice-T's playing Ice-T.
Yeah, but the two of them together, like, I mean, they both
Dick Wolf, the executive producer, loved Ice-T back in the day and just gave him a role.
But they're and Dick Wolf is so loyal.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you could play 3 different people and still come back and be a series regular, something totally different.
Yeah,
damn. You know, a lot of times they don't do that.
I met him in Atlanta one time at a rap concert.
Really? Yeah. Was he cool?
Yeah, he was all right. He was cool. Yeah, but
were you being a butthole?
No. I wouldn't do that. No. I mean, not to him. I like rap. I called Ice Cube a racist to his face, but I thought that was gonna be a payday. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was gonna slap me and then bling bling, we're gonna make it big Harley. But I was 18-year-old kid, 16-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid. I don't know.
So you've been this. I thought you had just gotten jaded because you know.
I mean, I'm not
you
jaded.
was on Tyler Perry and he tried to disrespect you.
No,
but you've been this way.
I'm not jaded when I called Ice Cube a racist. We were at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. He was filming New Jack with the guy from Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger, and they were up at Road Atlanta. It was a futuristic
New Jack.
Movie. Yeah, it was called not New Jack City.
No.
New something. Free Jack. Free Jack. Sorry, New Jack City.
I told
Free
you
Jack.
he know all the
whatever.
He know the B side to everything.
Crazy. Free Jack. Anyway, I saw him at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. We were watching a Braves game. We were about 10 rows up from him. He was about 10 rows down with his whole entourage. And we were tough little street kids, Atlanta Public School. And we probably rode Marty down the stadium, you know, and fucking, that's how we were. Probably got in free, somehow snuck in. And we knew it was Ice Cube.
Kids.
And damn, don't be like me. No. And then it started getting too hectic because people were coming up to him and bugging him, you know. So about the 6th inning, he took off. And I'm talking to my boys there. I'm like, fuck. They're like, that's Ice Kid. I fuck that guy, man. Fuck him, racist motherfucker. Now I love NWA and I loved rap, but I probably found a lyric that he said something about a cracker or a white guy and pissed me off, right? Because I love rap. Huge rap fan. So I was like, yo, really?
You think NWA said something about
Yeah, right. So, no, it was either them or Public Enemy. Anyway, so, no, you're wrong. Yeah, I know. So they're like, no, you won't, Ted. You won't. I was like, fuck, I will. So I fucking get up and I meet him in the concourse and he's hustling out, you know.
What?
And he's got all his entourage around him and they're all thugs, man. Just fucking, you know, back in the day, especially trying to look like LA thugs, you know, in Atlanta. And people are like swarming around him and I go right up to him and I go, what's up, Ice Cube? And I grab his hand, you know, he puts his hand up and I grab his hand, he's walking and I kind of do 2 or 3 steps back. I go, what's up, dog? I said, why you such a racist, man? Right to his face. I'm a 16-year-old kid probably because I was still in high school. And that motherfucker, and I was waiting, I was bracing. I was like, oh, this is going to be this cha-ching. Oh, you're a public school kid, man. I need a new car. I had a broke-ass Volkswagen. Anyway, so he shook my hand, and then he stopped and kind of, he looked like.
Sure, I'm
and
sure
he was like,
did.
And his boys were like bowed up, and he goes, shit. And he fucking yanks his head away, and he keeps walking. I was like, damn it. Because he's like,
let me just do this. Let me carry the one on this equation. How much he has to lose
That's right.
in comparison to what you had to lose at the time.
That's right. But I won the bet with my boys. I don't know what I got.
That you did it.
Pat on the back. You know, something. Doubt.
Well, you run Eddie that $5 that you probably won.
I got you. Take a check. I got you. So, all right. So you would do a TV show forever.
I would.
And I get it.
A good one.
Yeah.
A good one.
No, that's what I'm saying. Because you either be a movie star or a TV star. You can be both, of course. It's rare. But it's a lot of my actors that I get on here.
I've done almost an equal amount of television series and films, believe it or not.
Yeah. But you would rather be on a series forever and ever.
I would rather be on a quality series. You have to be careful what you pray for.
Yeah, no.
So I don't want to say I just want to be on a series.
No,
I would like to be on a quality series.
Yeah.
Where I get to exercise my gift on a regular basis.
What do you think the state of Southeast or Atlanta acting is now? If you had to do a State of the Union, and not to go too far into it, but is it good or bad?
It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good. I don't think because even before the strike, right? They try to talk to you like you on a short bus and you wear a helmet.
Because you're from the South.
Because you're from the Southeast.
Right.
I can't tell you the number of times, Ted, that I've been on set, and it will be the writers are from LA, or the producers from LA, or the directors from LA, whatever. And only after they see me perform are they then like, in the van on the way back to say, "Are you from LA?
Yes.
You gotta be from LA.
Same.
Surely
Same.
you're from LA." I'm like,
Same.
"No,
Same.
I'm not.
Same.
You never been." No.
Same.
Like, so they flew you in? No,
Same.
they didn't. And LA is a zip code.
That's right.
It is a zip code.
That's right.
Because let's talk about Rectify.
Yeah.
There were 2 times, and you know how Ray was, right?
Yeah.
Twice that they brought in an actor from New York. Why?
Right.
Why?
To
And
play a southern small town.
well, not that, but my point is, so this guy is playing a lead attorney. There's a local actor sitting at the end of the table, conference table, that only has one line. I'm acting opposite this guy who says, "Please cover her first." His lines are spread out on the conference table. Ray is about to lose his stuff. We would have to go into mine or the sheriff's trailer or what have you and work with this actor. Who you booked this role at least a week ago. They flew you in 2 days ago because you had a fitting yesterday.
Right.
So that's how I know that.
Right.
You didn't even take the time to learn your lines in your hotel room.
Right.
Now you've come to set, you still don't have your lines. And it's just ridiculous and disrespectful.
Is just because he's from New York or LA,
right,
he's supposed to be better than that. Which
That's
is
right.
bullshit.
But you're not.
There's shitty actors in LA.
Come on.
There's
Come
shitty
on.
actors in Atlanta. There's shitty actors in New York. Conversely, there's great actors in New York. There are great actors in LA, and there are fucking great actors in Atlanta, Georgia.
I want to thank you.
Well,
I want to thank you.
Thank you.
Now that is a true story.
But
that is a true story.
Here's the other thing that
they don't
want to
pay you right. They don't want to. You know what I
to.
mean? Yeah. Well,
they don't have to because no one stands up for you.
Yeah, that's
You know
right. That's right. That's right.
It's a continual system.
That's right. I turned down a role that was put out as a top of show. Right. So you know what that rate is.
Yeah.
I book it, and then they say, "Well, hold on. They're going to rewrite. They're rewriting it, so now it's going to be a weekly."
Yeah.
I'm like, so I'm supposed to eat 60%?
Yeah.
No, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I say, no, thank you. You know what I mean? I'd love to play the role, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
My agent literally said to me,
freaks the fuck out.
No, she said to me, "Thank you, Sharon,
Really?
for saying no," because actors never say no.
Yeah.
And so we never find out where there's any kind of leverage, because they never say no.
That's right. No, it's a bad system.
Because they never say no.
It's a bad system. The other thing quickly is that no one is fucking born in LA. No famous actor was born in some.
I think it's like maybe 5.
Some. My point is, it's just like you said, an area code or
That's
a zip
right.
code.
A zip code. It's a zip code.
No one is an LA.
That's right.
You know, everybody like moves from Ohio, moves from fucking Texas, moves from Chicago, moves from wherever, lives in LA, and then all of a sudden you're supposed to be a better actor.
That's right.
Because you have an LA address.
That's right.
Total bullshit.
That's not true.
Total bullshit.
And, to be honest with you, some of the people who teach acting classes out there, I'm like, I've seen your work, girl.
Yeah. Well, don't even get me started
I wouldn't go to your class if somebody, there
should be some sort of test you have to take to teach a class, but
come on.
People have 2 credits and they start teaching acting classes.
Or they have no credits and they're like, I'm good at teaching. You're really not.
You can't be because you have no experience. I couldn't teach you to be a brain surgeon by just watching YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I would have to be a brain surgeon in order to teach you to be a brain surgeon. Not that acting is brain surgery, but my point is,
no, it's not. But it's also not the easiest thing on the planet where people are like,
correct.
I think now I want to be an actor because they feel like it don't take all of that.
Correct.
It does take all of that.
Correct.
And you need to be prepared.
Correct.
At all times.
That's right.
And I don't care where you're from, you need to, if you don't hear me say anything else, prepared. You need to be prepared.
That's right.
And whatever that means to you, you need to be prepared.
My good buddy Rob Prago. Do you know Rob Prago?
Yes, I do.
So Rob Prago is a good buddy of mine. He's on the show. And he said something to me 20 years ago, which was, when I go to an audition, I don't go to book the role. I go to accept the role. In other words, I'm already prepared. in my mind, I've read the script fucking 30 times.
I love it.
I don't have to look at the paper.
That's right.
I'm ready. If they said, hey, we're going to go to set right now, we got you, and you shoot in an hour with the biggest star.
And that has happened.
I'm ready.
That has happened.
And that's the way you should be.
But here's my thing. You should never not be off book. I don't care what the sides say. I don't care that now they say, you don't have to look at it.
Isn't that crazy?
You don't have to know anything or whatever. I wish I would get 10 pages of sides and not know them.
Dude, so that is the softening of America, and I didn't think it would happen in the acting community. I mean, but now on breakdowns or on your sides they send you, it actually says in the damn breakdown, it reads, the actor does not have to know the lines or feel comfortable with them.
How do I know what I'm meeting you for?
You're asking, Hollywood. You're asking for trouble.
Come on.
And that's why you have this issue, is that fucking people don't... The guy that comes to rectify and has 10 scripts in front of him, he doesn't know shit. You know why? Because he hadn't been forced to. No one's held a foot to his fire and said, this is a job, and this is your job, and it's an honorable profession, and you need to know your shit. And
How can I create a character with paper in my hand?
Right.
That's number one. And I wish I would cast someone for top of show on anything that I'm producing, and their audition comes in and they are holding a script.
See, that's a fear.
When I tell you, please don't
that is a
send
recurring
it to me.
dream. You know the recurring dream you have, you're in class and
Yeah,
you're
you
naked
forget
or
all
you're
your-
that, all that shit. I have the same recurring dream about acting. It's fucked up.
Oh.
But I'm in a van and I'm headed to set, and there's other actors in the van.
Right.
And I'm asking the PA, do we have any sides? Do you have any sides? And I'm asking that, and no one has any sides. And I know it. But I know I'm also
you learned
about
it for
to
your
get,
audition.
But I'm about to get on set, and I'm scared to death. And this is a recurring nightmare I have, to where I wake up right before I get on set. But it's the fear of not knowing your shit. My point is, prepare, like you said.
Come on.
Know everything. Know it back and forth, left and right, like you said.
And know other people's, because I have been in an audition where the casting director skipped a line or something like that, and I had to put us back on track.
I did that in a film one time. And the actor, a very famous actor,
who was it?
His name is. Let me think of it in a second.
Look.
Let me think if I can. Yeah, let me think if I can think of it. But he literally thanked me.
So you're not gonna tell me?
Let me think of his name. I'll think of it in a second. And he literally thanked me 17 times because I damn saved him.
Yes,
like, we improv. It was like being on stage in a play. So you know the play, you've done it 10 times, and all of a sudden you're off track. And you fucking don't know where that track is.
Good for you.
But you can't stand there and not say anything. So you work, and all of a sudden you see the train track come back, and you jump back on, and you go on through with the play. Same thing happened in this movie, and he thanked me because I saved him. He forgot his line.
And you saved the take.
That's right.
And
then
that's the other thing.
That improv, we did it.
That's the other thing.
That's right.
That's the other thing about me.
That's right.
And this is how other people should be. You want to be the one who saves them money.
Yeah.
And how I do that is, I'm always prepared. I'm always off book. I'm always on time.
Professional.
I tell you what my sizes actually are.
Yeah.
You have no idea how many women. I'm a 6.
Yeah.
Oh, I went up to a 12 because I ate a lot for Thanksgiving. You didn't though. Just tell them so that they can shop for you properly.
And they don't care
because you sound stupid. Don't wear a ton of perfume when you go to try on these people's clothes because they can take them back.
That's right.
Unless you done funked them up.
That's right.
Don't wear a ton of makeup on your face because you're going to get makeup on their clothes and stain them up. This is for a fitting.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I go with my hair already trimmed. Yeah. You don't know how many times I walk in the trail and they're like, oh, girl. Ooh. And I look like my headshot.
Yeah.
Like if I had walked up here today and didn't look like myself, you'd have been like.
Yeah. Well, I was like that.
Even though you, shut up.
I was like, who the fuck what's this? Oh, this bitch.
I'm a neighbor. Am I a neighbor?
Yeah.
You thought I was a neighbor?
Yeah, I thought you were trying to squat in my house. I was like, what the fuck you doing in my garage? Hey, back to it. Last question.
Okay.
We got to get out of here.
Okay.
And I've loved having you.
How come I didn't get to ask you any questions?
Because it's not your podcast. Start your own podcast and I'll come, maybe.
Rude.
Anyway, if you ain't got biscuits and scofflaw, shout out.
Rude.
We're not coming.
Oh, this is Marlboro.
No, don't.
They didn't give you no money. They didn't give you no money.
That's scofflaw.
This is scofflaw.
Scofflaw wine. It's really good.
Sauvignon Blanc. We just put it in the glass, girl. We just
help them out.
We just put it.
There's 7 people going to watch this podcast, and 5 of them are in this room. Because a couple of us will not be able to watch that day. And me and you won't watch it.
I hate you.
Me and you will not watch it because we don't watch ourselves.
I'm not watching. Well, I'm not gonna watch it because I'm not on social media.
Yeah, me neither.
That's a whole other story.
Heroin. I had to get off that. Yeah, I had to pull the needle out of my arm. Anyway, and it's such bullshit, such fake.
Mine were stalkers,
smoke
but
and mirror. Oh, really?
Go ahead. Yeah,
Wow,
but that's offline.
Is that dude that was your husband in DNR?
It was probably.
Yeah.
Who knows? You know what I mean? You can send any kind of picture.
What to the other person out here that's in his parents' basement and 38 years old and wants to be an actor and makes slightly less money than he's making now in his parents' basement? I can't
with this one. I can't.
What would you give some advice? What would you say to a person who's trying to be an actor, regardless of their age? They're 18. They came out of Northside High School, which is no longer available, no longer there.
No, North Atlanta High School.
Yeah, but they don't have a performing arts program.
They don't?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that. So only
Pebblebrook
is the only?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they might have a theater class and they do plays, but it's not like a performing arts. You have to audition again.
Got it.
Back to it.
Or no illegitimate teachers.
Or they're 65 and their kid, they just became empty nester, 55, and they want to be an actor. What's your best advice?
I mean, I would study. I would tell them to study. If it's something that you really want to do and you feel like you have a gift for it, not just like, let me go try this. You know what I mean? Then I would study, study up on it. So I would find out who does the best headshots. I would look through headshots of people that I aspire to be. And I want my headshots to look like theirs. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I want to be Meryl Streep, I mean, she don't use headshots anymore, but you understand what I'm saying. Then you would go and you research. You do research.
Yeah.
You find out where they have and try to find a good acting class if you can. I would read books on acting. I would go watch plays. I would participate in plays. I think that theater is the best practice for television and film and for acting, period, because it's a through line. You have to be on point at all times. You can't fix it in editing.
Can't half-ass.
Do you see what I'm saying? You can't
cut.
Yeah, you can't cut. Can't redo it. So that's what I would do. I would and see if you even want to do it. Like do a church play first.
Yeah.
Because you might not really want to act.
Yeah.
But if you do that and you find that that's what you want to do, then you try to surround yourself with like professionals. What
you're saying is take it seriously.
That's right. It's a job. It's a job. This is not a hobby for me. I don't have another gig.
Right.
Like I have my realtor's license.
Yeah.
But this is what I do and what I have done since, professionally since 2008.
Yeah.
So
take it seriously, because so many people get in this business thinking they're going to be the next star or rich, which is too.
Well, a lot of people don't want to actually be actors. They want to be celebrities.
Famous.
They want to be famous.
Correct.
They don't actually want to be actors.
Right.
There's a huge difference.
Correct.
And especially
Celebrity
with the onslaught of influencers and blah blah blah. Like I don't care what Judy eats, for breakfast, or what kind of makeup she uses, or to the tune of 2 million people or 20 million people, 100 million. Like I could care less.
Right.
So yes, take it seriously. It's a job. Like what would you do, or when you had a job, like before you retired, when if you're saying a 65-year-old, what process did you have? Right. What did you do to be the best teacher, street sweeper, oven cleaner, Harley Davidson rider that you were before you retired?
Yeah.
Those same principles apply to acting, in my opinion, in my humble opinion.
Right.
See, I was humble.
You did great, baby. You did great.
Hey, missed it.
Thank you so much for being on the show. We really appreciate
You're welcome.
it. You were awesome.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
I feel like you've gotten better in the time that we've been talking.
Oh, well, you mean my attitude?
Your attitude.
No, I can.
You've gotten much softer.
No, I'm very bitter. I'm very angry. You're a sweet lady. Bring it out of me. You know what I mean? I remember I played your husband in DNR. You don't remember me?
I can't.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I was also next to you on The Walking Dead.
Yeah, right next to me. Right.
I was skipping.
I was the one that was. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to Scale Plus Ted. Miss Sharon Conley, everybody. Great job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it so much.
Thank y'all.